Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Ryan and this is my first ever YouTube video. So what I'm going to be doing with this video is just a really quick tech review on the Pixel 2 XL. So going forward, what I'm aiming to do with these videos is basically just a quick brief summary of the specs for the device itself. So just kind of stuff that your average consumer would understand or would be interested in. And then I'm going to be going over 3 things that I find cool about the device and then 3 things that I don't find as cool or not so cool. So yeah, let's get this started. Alright guys, so here it is, the Pixel 2 XL. So basically we've got the 6-inch AMOLED display. We've got the front-facing camera, which is 8 megapixels, the back-facing, which is 12.2. So in my very humble opinion, I think it is the best camera, but we will get into that a little bit sooner. So we've got the dual front-facing speakers, 64 gigabytes of storage on this thing. You do have the 128 option, but neither of them are expandable. As you see at the bottom there, we also have the USB-C. They did get rid of the headphone jack. And I think that I covered everything. 4 gigabytes of RAM, and yeah, that's about it. So let's get into the pros and cons of this thing. Alright guys, so as promised, we're going to go over some pros and cons of the device. So 3 things that I like and 3 things that I dislike. So to start us off with things that I do like, the camera, I definitely can't not mention that. So basically, like I said, it's got the 12.2 megapixel camera, 8 on the back. The 8, like the front-facing camera is like comparable to the iPhone 10 S8. The S8 front-facing is like not good at all. I find Android phones are slacking in the selfie department for whatever reason, except for the Pixel. But the iPhone 10 definitely does take that. I'll give that to Apple. But the back-facing camera is, I think, does belong to the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL. The camera quality is amazing. The colors are very good. They're not like extremely saturated like some cameras are. It's just there's just something about the colors, and it's amazing. The portrait mode is also phenomenal. I'll share a couple pictures with you and like which ones that I've taken. But even for the selfie camera, it's really good. It picks up on all the thinnest details and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll share a couple photos with you guys in a few minutes, or a few seconds, I guess. So next up, what I like about the device is just the overall Android experience itself. So it does have stock Android, so everything's very user-friendly, simplified, easy to use. So you see, like, we just pull up from the drawer there, and then everything's easy to access, pull down from the top. We've got some shortcuts, whatnot. So the Pixel 2 XL comes with 0 bloatware at all. It's all Google stuff. It's all the essentials. You don't have 3 different email accounts, 4 different internet browsers, all that crazy stuff that you end up getting with LG devices and Samsung, Motorola. So yeah, that is a shot. Also, I like that it doesn't look cheap. I find with like some other devices, just their whole, like, I guess, operating system just kind of looks very like cheap is the only way I could explain it. Oversaturated, the logos and images, or not images, but the little icons look a little bit funky and weird. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Third thing that I really like about the device is definitely the storage. So you've got 64 gigabytes of RAM on the, 64 gigabytes of memory on the phone itself. Unfortunately, it isn't expandable, but for me personally, I don't find a need for it because you have that unlimited cloud storage. So basically everything, every photo, video, whatever you take on your phone just gets backed up to the cloud. So that gets rid of like half of the gigs that you would end up taking with the camera, so you don't run into that issue. What I find iPhone users running into a lot is they kind of short themselves on the memory size, and then they end up having that same pop-up that says, oh, like your iPhone storage is full, like please back it up, and then they need to buy cloud space, all that stuff. But we've got it free, so we do not have that issue, which is extremely beneficial when you've got an amazing camera. You can really just make use of it, right? So yeah, that's perfect. You can basically just back up and clear everything whenever the heck you want. So it's very convenient. So yeah, let's get into the cons. All right, so I said cons, but like it's not really cons. It's just kind of things that aren't the best or could be maybe fixed with a new device, or you know what I mean, things that could be changed or I would prefer to be a little different. So what I definitely have to mention is taking the weather right now. It's -21. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, the number one thing that I have to mention is the display, all the issues that Google ran into with the release of this phone. So at first, like the display kind of threw me off. This isn't really the best background to see it, but the bezels like look kind of fun, like I don't know, bulky to me. It's something that definitely did grow onto me, so like I'm more of a fan of it now. But yeah, that was definitely a little weird to see compared to like the S8, which they did an amazing job with that phone. Other display issues, they had the burn-in. Typically, or personally, I haven't had that issue whatsoever. Apparently, they did some software updates that kind of fix that and make it so you don't run into that issue anymore. But it's one of those things where like just don't have your phone on full brightness all the time and at the same screen, and you won't run into that issue. Also, Google like extended the manufacturer's warranty, so if you do run into issues, you just get a new device. So like suck it up, send it out, get a new phone. Google held it down. That's that. The blue tint was also another thing as well. Well, apparently the update kind of fixed it. But yeah, like it's not that bad, I don't think, even to begin with. I think that people were really just nitpicking with the device and trying to find anything that they could. But yeah, that was a thing for a little while and something that turned off a lot of people for whatever reason. Another thing to like kind of take into account is that happens with any AMOLED display. So the S8 is going to be the exact same thing and all those other competitors. So just something to kind of be diligent about, right? Second thing that I'm not a fan of, I think that it was really a cool thing that they added was like the squeeze to get the assistant, but I don't really use it. This is also like a personal thing. Like I prefer to just say like, okay, Google. That works best for me. I'd prefer to have like oh my gosh, I'd prefer to have like a settings where like you can squeeze on the side and then pull up a camera or like a certain app or whatever the case is. So hopefully they do something about that in the future, give you the option to change that. But yeah, the addition is really cool and it is pretty satisfying. Third thing that I'm not a fan about for the device itself. What was the third thing? Well, if I'm thinking about it, that means it's not too big of a deal. So I just realized that I actually went over the three things. I just kind of tied the display and bezels together. But yeah, so it was the bezels itself, the display issue, so blue tint and burn-in, and then the personal assistant. Those are the three things that I wish I can kind of change about the device. But yeah, guys, that's just like kind of a brief overview of the device. I've had it for about a month and a half now. I've had zero problems with it, and I don't think I will run into any. And if I do, I'm covered. Google's got me. So yeah, for the next video, I might just grab the iPhone 10 and do like a brief overview of that, the same concept, maybe add some things if you guys think that some things are, or like you guys would like to see. Also, I'm going to be going over that shortly. So the Google Home, the integration and how well it works with this phone itself. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I know it was very quick. The future ones will get a lot better, hopefully. Feel free to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one.
And something bad is about to happen to me. I don't know what, but I feel it coming. Might be so sad, might leave my nose running.